Hello and welcome to Sudoku Pro. This is a 4-star puzzle from today's Hindu. Let's get started. Let's start from E row. There is a 3 in 6th block which blocks these two cells, and there is a 3 in G row which blocks this cell. So E2 takes 3. There is 1 here which blocks these two cells, so E3 takes 1. There is a 6. Now the missing numbers are only 6 and 9. There is a 6 here in the 7th column, so E8 takes 6 and E7 takes 9. Let's try to fill the 4th block. There is a 5 here in column 2 which blocks these two cells, so D1 takes 5 and the missing numbers are 4 and 6, so D2 and F2 take 4, 6 pair. Let's try to fill the 6th block. There is a 5 and 7 in row D which blocks this cell, so there are only 2 empty cells left and they take 5, 7, 5, 7 pair. The only missing number in 6th block is 4, so this 4 cancels out the 4 here in D2. D2 becomes 6 and F2 becomes 4. Let's try to fill column 3. There is a 4 here which blocks these 3 cells and there is only 1 cell left. So this cell, that is I3, takes 4. And now there are 3 empty cells and the missing numbers are 8, 2 and 6. There is a 8 in A row and B row. So C3 takes 8 and these two cells take 2, 6 pair. Let's try to fill the second block. There is a 4 and 6 in row C which blocks these two cells. There is a 4 and 6 in column 6 which blocks these 3 cells. So that leaves with 2 empty cells and they take 4, 6 pair. That is B4 and A5 takes 4, 6 pair. Now there is a 7 in column 6 which blocks these 3 cells. So C5 takes 7. Now the numbers missing are 2, 3 and 5. There is a 5 in row B, so B6 takes 2, 3 and the rest of the cells take 2, 3, 5. This is actually a 2, 3, 5 triplet. Let's try to fill row D. Now you have this 3 in second block which blocks these two cells. Now there is a 3 in column 5 which blocks these two cells and there is a 3 in row F which blocks this cell. So D4 takes 3 and there are 2 more cells left and they take 8, 9 pair. Let's try to fill column 2. In column 2 the missing numbers are 1, 2, 7 and 8. There is a 7 and 8 blocking this cell and here in I row there is a 7 and 8 which is blocking this cell. So these two cells are left and they take 7, 8. So G2 and H2 takes 7, 8 pair. Now the missing numbers are 1 and 2. There is a 6 pair in the first block which C2 cannot take 2. So I2 takes 2 and C2 takes 1. There is a 3 and 6 in column 7 which blocks these 3 cells in block 9. There is a 3 and 6 in G row which blocks these 2 cells. So in the 9th block there are only 2 empty cells left and they take 3, 6 pair. Now on top of it there is a 3 in H row which is blocking here. So H9 takes 6 and I9 takes 3. Now there is a 1 in column 8 which blocks these 3 cells. There is a 1 in column 7 which blocks this cell. there is a 1 in B row which blocks this cell and 1 in C row which blocks this cell. That leaves with A9 having 1. Now the missing numbers in column 9 are 4, 5 and 7. There is a 4 and 7 in row C which blocks this cell. So C9 takes 5. So this 5 cancels out the 5 here in F row and F9 takes 7 and F8 takes 5. Now the only missing number in column 9 is 4. So B9 takes 4. Now this 4 cancels out the 4 in B4 and B4 takes 6 and A5 takes 4. Now this 6 cancels out the 6 in B3, that is B3 takes 2 and A3 takes 6. Now this 2 in B3 cancels out the 2 here in B6. So B6 takes 3 and A6 and C6 become 2, 5. Now there is a 5 here in C row in C9 which cancels out the 5 here. So C6 becomes 2 and A6 becomes 5. In row B, there are only 2 missing numbers. The numbers are 7 and 9. There is a 9 in this block 1. So B1 takes 7 and B8 takes 9. In block 1, the only missing number is 3. In row C, the only missing number is 3. Let's now try to fill the I row. Now there is a 6 blocking these 2 cells and there is a 6 here in H row which blocks this cell. So I1 is the only cell where 6 can be. Now there is a 9 which blocking I7 and there is a 9 in column 4 which blocks I4. So I5 is the only place where 9 can be. Now there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 1 and 5. There is a 1 blocking here. So I7 takes 5 and I4 takes 1. In first column, there are only 2 missing numbers. The missing numbers are 1 and 9. There is a 1 in H row which blocks. So H1 takes 9 and G1 takes 1. Now let's try to fill the F row. There are only 3 empty cells and the missing numbers are 1, 2 and 6. There is a 1 blocking here in 4th column and there is a 1 in 5th column which is blocking here. So F6 takes 1 and the missing numbers are 2 and 6 now. There is a 6 in column 4 which is blocking here. So F4 takes 2 and F5 takes 6. This 9 in column 5 cancels out the 9 here in D5. So D5 becomes 8 now and D6 becomes 9. Now in column 5, the only missing number is 2. Now in column 8, there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 2 and 7. So since there is a 2 here in G row, G8 takes 7 and A8 takes 2. Now the only missing number in the third block is 7. In column 6, the only missing number is 8. Now this 8 cancels out the 8 here in H2. H2 becomes 7 and G2 becomes 8. Now there is a 5 here which blocks this cell. So G4 takes 5 and G7 becomes 4. and the only missing number in the 9th block is 2, and H4 takes 4.